I should be like you, Mel.
The TalkSport Fan Network. The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's pretty much afternoon for me. No, it's not really. It's not really. It's like very, very early hours of the morning. It is a bank holiday. Let me off. I'm going to go through the comments in a second. Somebody who was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed was Sean, though. How you doing, Sean, mate?
Yeah, good. It's all been a good weekend. Plenty to talk about, and yeah, looking forward to this.
Definitely a weekend of football for me, but we'll get stuck into that. Here we go. Good morning, ladies and Bruces, says Malcolm. Of course, Bruces is the Australian word, isn't it, really? Is it Bruces? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I remember Walkabout years ago, to be honest. They used to have Bruce, I'm sure, on the door. So I'm guessing it's an Australian thing. Malcolm says, hi, Craig, Sean, and everyone in chat. Hope the UK people have a great bank holiday today. Yes, of course, it's not bank holiday in Germany, is it? So yes, Liam Humby, the owner of the first AFC Bournemouth home shirt this season, says, hi everyone, up the cherries, great win against Wolves, have a great bank holiday. And likewise, mate, and likewise, and thank you for joining us on this bank holiday. Good morning, everyone. Up the cherry, says Chris Hubble. Good morning, Chris. And Malcolm saying good hi to Chris and Liam. It's a lovely community. Chris has said hello to Malcolm. Liam said hello to Malcolm. Liam said hello to Chris. So yeah. Darren Hurst has said good morning, ladies, gents, kangaroos and koalas. Hello to kangaroos. Kangaroo shrimp on the barbie. That's the most awful Australian accent, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is barbecue weather. So
yeah, it's probably Paul's going to be in the chat in a moment, telling us how much hotter it is over here than it is, over there. But yes, definitely beach weather today. Definitely beach weather today. I think that's where I'm going to get myself. And Chris has said hi to Liam. Malcolm said hi to Darren. Liam said that he's good, so good to hear that. A good conversation going on between Chris and Liam there. Darren Hurst says VAR check in progress. It's not for you, Sean, though, mind. And I am here, not sure where Craig is. I'll be honest, I was watching something this morning. There's a guy, and I fell back to sleep watching it, which probably doesn't give it as much credit as it deserves. If anybody knows the name Simon Whistler, have you ever heard of that?
no, I think so.
He's a bald guy who does, these programs on all the weird stuff around the world, like all the weird tribes and things like that, and in the middle of nowhere. And it's actually really, really, really interesting. He's got about 16 channels which he's on. But if you look for Simon Whistler, honestly, his stuff is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, go check him out afterwards, guys, because I think you'll be very enlightened. Malcolm Chiverton says VAR again, must be on Craig today. Yeah, it is. Sorry, it's always on me. Darren said the 2-show suspension was not enough for Craig. Yep. Yeah. I'm not sure who Kriag is, but yeah, he's got 2-show suspension, but I
Have
think
you been wanting a new nickname or something?
yeah, maybe I am. Maybe I am going to be getting a 2-match show suspension. We shall find out. We shall find out. Can we suggest a suitable song title for Craig? Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, think of that. Think of that. Think of the band. Think of the song, and yeah, I might have to listen to it each morning before I do one of these. I like my music, so I'll be able to pick up what it is. Don't go too obscure though. Good day, Malcolm and Liam. As men's at work once said, I come from a land down under. What a song that is. I love that song. Do you know it? You know it, Sean, don't you?
Yeah, another song. Look out. I
Yeah,
was just
I come
thinking,
from a land
do
down under.
what's it? Year 3000 song.
Yeah. And that busted.
Yeah, that's just my generation. That's my kind of side. So
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Malcolm's got the smiling faces, and he suggested couldn't get it right. Oh dear! Wake me up before you go. And we're live. Yeah, we finally were. By the way, we are now live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're now live on something called Kick as well. And we
what?
are under the banner. Never heard of Kick. We're under the banner of FC 25, which is a football game. So yes, we're under the banner of that. I think it's a gaming network, but hello everybody from watching from Kick. Hope you're all well. Come over to YouTube, get involved in this chat, and you'll be more than welcome. Get off your bloody PlayStations and Xboxes. That's what it is.
Well, they got to get out of bed first,
They've made one step in the right direction. They've gone and moved to the PlayStation. They might not have had a shower yet or a bath, but
Oh,
they've
that's no
moved.
excuse. No.
I know.
I think
Do you know what? That's one thing I have to do religiously. I don't know why I am like that, but I have to have a shower every morning. It's just like jump in the shower, as Malcolm all well knows, because I listen to Ollie and Malcolm in the shower, especially when I'm working away, and I managed to work out the Bluetooth after 5 minutes of fiddling around with it. He said Alice question mark. Um, Alice, no, that's Alanis Morissette. Alice, singers with Alice.
I don't know Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper could be an Alice Cooper song. Um, Badger and Bournemouth fan says, "Good morning, everyone." Malcolm says, "Live." Oh right, okay. Yeah, I am. I am with it today. I am with it today. I am with you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm just a little bit late. Just a little bit late. Paul Sands says, "Good morning, everyone." Malcolm said, "Good morning to Badger and Paul." Addy going overseas. And we do have Ner Adley. Hello there, Ner. Hope you're doing well. Are you a relation of Amin Adley? I tell you what an excellent debut he had after coming on. If you are, welcome to the show. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and let Amin know about this channel because we'd be absolutely delighted to hear his thoughts as well. And Malcolm Chiverton says predictive text is awful this morning. To be honest, have you ever used predictive text on a watch? Have you got one of these watches, Sean?
No, never had one of those. Too fiddly.
Yeah, with my fat fingers as well, trying to press the screen, it comes out in all sorts of mess. So yeah.
I have enough trouble on the phone, so.
Do you know what I can't work out with on the new phone? So on the old one, I had it, like if I put the letter I, it would turn into a capital I. Nope, doesn't do it on the new one. Don't know why. Can't work out how to get it back. Oh well. Um, Paul Sanders said good morning to Mal. No, Adley, probably not related to Amin Adley, but he's a fan from Malaysia. Good to see you. Good to see you. What is the time over there? Of course, I was in Singapore quite recently, and well, going back to April now. This time, the time has flown by. But yes, next time I go over to Singapore, I am going to cross over the border into Malaysia as well. I'm looking forward to that, and it will be another episode of Cherry Abroad. So yes, I'm looking forward to heading over there. Good morning, Badger and Paul, says Liam. Going to be a busy week in the transfer market. I think Hill and Billing will be going, I expect. We'll come on to Hill and also Billing as well, and we'll give our thoughts on that. Morning to Craig and Sean. Good morning, Dan. Malcolm said morning to Dan. Dan said Cherry's ladies won yesterday. Also, Ringwood lost in the Vars. We'll cover off Cherry's ladies. I'm sure you've got some details to go through. Billing to Sweden. Is it Sweden he's off to? I don't think it is Sweden,
I don't know. I saw him
don't know
going
how
somewhere,
to
but.
spell the team's name, though, he's going to. Oh, there we go. I'm having to just do a Google search. No, it looks like it's Denmark, but we'll come to that in a second. Darren's correct here, or Denmark, even Denmark. Yeah. To be honest, Darren, I had to doubt myself. I thought it was Denmark because he's Danish, and I thought he was going back home. However, for the life of me, I don't think I know how to say the team's name. I know that they got into the Champions League once, didn't they? Don't know how. I think they beat. Did they beat Man United at one point? Well, let's be honest. Everybody bloody does that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, Hill is off to Leeds, says Paul Sant. We'll come to that in a moment. And Malcolm has put it. Is it Midtjylland? Midtjylland? Midtjylland?
No idea. Even on my news thing that I'll be doing second that, got a few names that I won't be saying right, that's for sure. So
Well, I tell you
I do
what.
apologise to the clubs in advance.
I don't know how many people from Midtjylland are going to be watching. I have butchered. Oh, well, I think a couple of them have left. We've gone down from 20 odd viewers down to 23. So yeah, sorry, Midtjylland fans. Bye. I've said your team name wrong, but I'll tell you what. Let's get on to Philip Billing because off to Midtjylland. Is rumoured. I believe that Mark McAdam has also revealed this as well. Is Philip Billing surplus to requirements at this football club, do you think, now?
I think with the new signings we've got in and stuff like that, yeah, I originally kept him even as a plan C, D, really, and that. But with the new signings now, I don't see him getting on the bench or anything like that. Even in cup games, I don't see him doing that. And obviously, he went off on loan, won title with whoever it was, and that. So it shows he wants first team football, and he's quality player in that. So he deserves it. But yeah, I don't see any chance here, really.
I agree with you. I think, for the sake of his career, I think he needs to leave the club. However, and as Malcolm says, Midtjylland are currently second in the Danish Superliga. Mark McAdam states that AFC Bournemouth are in advanced talks with FC Midtjylland over a deal for Philip Billin. The package being discussed is a permanent move worth about 5 million in total. The 29-year-old is keen to return to Denmark. AFCB saving on chunky wages. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think he is better than the Danish Superliga. I think he could play in the Premier League still for another team. I don't think he needs to go over to Denmark if he doesn't want to. However, it sounds like it maybe his heart's set on it. And to be fair, if his heart's set on it and he wants to go there, fair play to him. Fair play to him. He is 29 years of age. So yeah, he is not going to get any younger. Pace might go down. But he's been a good player for AFC Bournemouth. When we signed him from Huddersfield, and I think, hey, I wish him the very, very best. He's a confidence player. He's a nice guy, but I think his time here is probably run to an end. Paul Sant has said it's a bit of a low price. I would say 10 million minimum. I don't know actually. I don't know.
Given the age and that, I mean, in the end of the day, he's given us some amazing memories, some very important goals through the years, stuck with us when we went down to the Championship. So I say, I wish nothing but the best for him. But like I say, another player for me, if the player wants to go and all stuff like that, then sometimes you just got to compromise with the price. It's just one of those things, and you just get what you can, and just look at the good memories you've had with him.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So yeah, Philip Billin looks like he's off to Midtjylland. It's like Narnia. Does it exist? Well, Malcolm said it does exist. So yes, sorry, Midtjylland fans. Hope you're doing well. No doubt we'll catch up with what you're doing very, very soon. But just very, very quickly, I just want to cover something off as well that Malcolm's put out here before we come on to a player I don't want to see leave. Ajay is off to. Here we are. This is a difficult one to say. Rijeka in Croatia, apparently. Have I said this right, Malcolm? Or are you just trying to wind me up this morning and just putting really, really, really difficult club names?
I remember I went to Croatia in January, so I do remember that name, but
Rijeka.
yeah, no
Is it
idea how to say it.
Rijeka? It's meant to be really nice, isn't it, Croatia? I'd
Yeah,
like to actually go. That's one place I'd like to go to. Malcolm said, just quickly to jump to this, near enough, Craig. There we are. So Aji is off to Rijeka, apparently. Hopefully, it's just a loan move. It'll be good for him to get a little bit of experience. I think, he has got a good future here, but it's a player that we need to nurture. And he's not going to get into the first team here. I think forward is probably going to be on the agenda as well for Bill Foley, which I think, maybe that Enes now will also see the end of his time at the club if come to fruition, if that's the case. Because we got Creepy in that position. Of course, we've got Evan Nielsen, and I think we might get one more. I would have loved to see Callum Wilson come back, but hey, I've been saying that for how many years now, Sean? I've been saying
quite
that
a
to
few
this
years.
channel. Yeah, to be fair, Callum Wilson, it would just be amazing to see him back at the club. But yeah, it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
maybe
was more of a luxury risk, really, which
it's the
is a bit
romantic,
of a risk.
isn't it? Yeah, it's like bringing a player back. Matt always says don't go back, but I would like Callum Wilson back at the club. But yeah, although it worked for Fletch, didn't it?
Yeah,
So yes, let's have a look what Malcolm's also put as well before we jump on to another player. Paulson out on loan, read this morning.
yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, makes sense. I would In all honesty, I would like to see him get a little bit of time. So yeah, it's yeah, Paulson. I'm sure will have a great career in the game, and I'm sure he'll get his chance here eventually. I would like to have seen him play against Brentford, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I put it when he's going through teams before. I wanted Poulsen to be second choice, but I thought realistically what's going to end up is Will Dennis. Will Dennis is going to be that second choice, getting the cup games now. Poulsen will go on loan, hopefully to a higher level than he did in Australia and that. So, yeah, it's not what I wanted, but it's what I kind of expected.
100% yes. And Darren said, that's who I meant, Malcolm. Predictive text said otherwise. To be honest, I wouldn't even know how to spell these teams. I was messaged Sean last night, didn't I? And I'm sure I didn't spell Midtjylland right, did I?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I don't think
It's
anybody
too late
knows how
tonight.
to spell Midtjylland right. Yeah, it was late, quite late at night as well. So yeah, how? Yeah, if I
To be
got
honest,
close.
I was rushing through my little notes and that too much.
Mm.
And
You
that.
have got quite a
And
few notes, haven't you? But I tell you what, let's come on to one other player as well, who is rumoured to be leaving the club. I really don't want him to. Nur Adley has said our team is performing very well, plus the inclusion of Adley, namesake, and Justin Kluivert as well. Yes, and of course Ryan Christie back as well from the bench. Well
yeah,
done,
good to see
Ryan.
you.
Well chuffed with that. Really, really, really pleased with that because Ryan Christie, when he comes on and plays, I think we do play a little bit better as well. So I do, he's such an important player. I don't think that they know how important he is. But I tell you what, let's talk just quickly about James Hill. Who is rumoured to be on his way to Leeds United. Ugh.
Well, I hope that's no. I haven't actually seen anything about that. The only other player I've seen, Sinister, has gone. I think he's gone on loan officially, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
Yeah.
Which is for him is probably a good thing because with the
Mhm.
signings that I don't see him getting first team football, and
I like Sinistera.
he needs to be playing regular football to see if his injury won't play up again. So it's the right decision. But yeah, as for Hill, I hope he's not going because with our defence, if Hill goes, I'm not sure. Trying to think who's next backup.
I'm hoping it's absolute rubbish. I'm hoping it's absolute rubbish because I really, really, really like James Hill. I think he's confident, he's assured. But are they offering first team football at Leeds? That's the problem. Is are they offering? And he's thinking, well, I might as well make this move whilst I can get first team football for a team. Um, I'd love to see him stay here. I think I
I think
want,
if there's any truth in it, so I ain't seen any news about it and that anyway. Bournemouth won't let him go until they've signed another defender at least. I think they'll stick their ground at that.
I've got his agent's number. So, I literally have got James Hill's agent's number. So yeah, if you are watching, I won't say who. He has been on the channel before. Please, please, please keep James Hill at AFC Bournemouth. Please, for me,
Mm.
for me. But no, honestly, I think if he does go, it will be because they promised first team football. And
Yeah,
I think it would be a bad move for our football club to let him go, unless it's a ridiculous figure. Unless it's a ridiculous figure. If it's a ridiculous figure, then fair enough. But if it's not a ridiculous figure, we want to keep him here. I think he will get game time. I'm not. I'm not too confident with Senesi still at this moment in time.
mm.
I actually
yeah,
play.
uh, yeah. I would say Senesi's looking a little bit shaky in that.
Mm,
Um, but that's the thing. As any club gets more progressive and gets better and better, you can constantly have better backups. And at the end of the day, nobody wants to be a backup; they want to play. So the better the team gets, the harder it's going to be with juggling this kind of thing. But that's the fun of being a successful club. You're going to have more better backups and more challenging with keeping them happy.
I'm just going to jump onto these comments because Paul Sant said Andoni has said that he cannot say Hill will not leave the club. So that's from Paul Sant. Malcolm, though,
Got to
said
say that.
Andoni answered Mark McAdam in his press conference that he knew nothing about it, Hill going to Leeds. Yeah, hopefully it is, all
Bullshit.
hopefully it is.
Bullshit.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully, Malcolm, that's what it is. Darren has said, if it's true about Hill, then backroom staff must have a damn good replacement lined up, as he will be a very bad loss. Yeah, agree. We need to have an outstanding replacement in place. But yeah, James Hill, please don't go. It is, of course,
Bullshit.
season. So don't get me wrong. We are probably going to be connected to players that we will never ever sign in a million years, and players who we have got on board are probably going to be linked to other teams as well, and it will all be
Bullshit.
I can't stop playing that. That's just brilliant, isn't it? That do you know what? That was uploaded especially for transfer rumors. So, whenever something come up, I always would just press that button. It was just like it's just brilliant. It's brilliant.
Are you one of the people that just loves pressing buttons?
Pressing buttons. Darren Hurst, in my opinion, I would have Hill and Diakite as solid defence with Adams and Adam Smith, of course, and Trefair. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
In fact, I would do. I think Senesi. Would I drop him? I don't know, but at the end of the day, I actually think that James Hill will exceed what Marcos Senesi has done. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? That's
Yeah.
just my thought.
Yeah, I mean, that was the defence that I had at the beginning of the season to play in that. So
Mm.
I hope he gets it. Senesi during pre-season, he looked extremely shaky. Obviously, Hill did come on for the Liverpool game and gave away a goal, but then it was against Salah, and it's against one of the best players of the world. If you're going to give away a goal,
Yeah.
then that's just one of those things. But otherwise, he's done absolutely brilliant every time. And yeah, I thought if he gets a chance, it could be a bad move if he moves away because I think he's got an excellent chance to start. Like with Dango leaving that, we're going to Brentford. Might turn out to be good, but for the player himself, I think they both would have had an excellent chance of getting into first team football not far away.
Yeah, 100%. Paul Santa said Mark Dennis is a good second keeper. Sorry, Will. Thinking about ex-Saints players, best left back I've ever seen play. Mark Dennis is a good second goalkeeper. Sorry, Will Dennis. I think I know. Yeah, it's tweaked. I think it is clicked. It's clicked.
Glad that's for you.
Yeah. Paul from Aussie's in the house. How are you doing? Well, Paul. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. He said, better late than never. Paul has said hello to. Darren has said hello to Paul. And Paul has said hello back. Paul Sant said, thought Senesi had a really good game on Saturday. It was improved for me. Let's see how it goes, but I still think Hill has got a big part to play this season. Hi, Paul from Oz. Don't worry, Craig was late as well. Yes, I was. Darren Hurst has said 100% agree, Craig. Hill is the next star player and will only develop. Yeah, definitely. Paul has said hi to Malcolm, and Malcolm agrees. Senesi was excellent against Wolves. I tell you what, I know you're itching to talk about this player. He doesn't play for AFC Bournemouth. He's a player that you really, really, really like. And I was sat in the crowd, and of course, Brentford were playing Aston Villa, a game that I thought Aston Villa would probably win. And your mate scored.
Yeah, yeah, on the notes I put Dango scoring the winning goal for Villa, and a typical Dango kind of goal. As he tried to get around the keeper, hit the keeper, bounced, off him, and then he toe poked it basically into the goal. So, yeah, typical Dango goal. Getting Brentford onto winning ways already. So, yeah, lots of people were saying that 42 million, whatever, was cheap, was a lot for Brentford, where I still think that he's going to end up scoring probably 15 goals by the end of the season. So I don't think 42 million is a bad price. So, but
Oh,
we got to wait till
Darren.
the end of the season.
Darren's lit the touch paper. Dango had another lucky touch goal.
Oh, he does it all the time, so you can't say it's luck after a while.
Honestly, he's a quality player. I really, really like Dango. However, I think what we've done in the transfer market is better. And I think if he wants first team football and he's going to get that at Brentford,
Mm.
yeah, fair play to him. Let
Yeah,
him go.
sometimes you've got to compromise on price regardless if a player really wants to go and get
Mhm.
first team football. So, yeah, that's football for you.
In the few minutes Adley played, he looks a massive upgrade on Dango. Paul's really sticking the knife in there.
Yeah, Adley did look good. Other than that,
Yeah, I really, really, really like Adley. From when, there was that really good run where he passed it to Krupi as well. Krupi probably held on to it for a little bit too long. I think he was trying to look for an angle, trying to find, a clean shot. Couldn't find it, lost the ball in the end, and then it went out to Christie. Of course, that was in the second half. But Amin Adley looks a quality player, and I think we might even see him start actually.
yeah, probably
Against
at
Brentford.
the week Tuesday night against Brentford.
Yes,
Wouldn't surprise
yes,
me.
yeah, 100%.
But
Um,
I say,
Mel,
without going into too much of the game and that was one of those things though that I thought quite a few times that we had a chance to shoot in that, and we just seemed to keep passing it. So
mm,
that's one thing that I would say from the game that we needed to shoot a bit more than we did.
I think we should have won more than 1-0.
Yeah,
We could have easily made it 3, but anything more than that would have been a bonus. But yeah, especially after that sending off, I think that just kind of killed Wolves' hopes. Albeit they did have a good 5-10 minutes where they did kind of pick up and look the better side. Wolves after that sending off. It's funny how sending off does that. But yeah. They did look for 5-10 minutes. I thought, a little bit the better side, and then we come back into the game really.
yeah.
Um,
You'll find out in me notes. It's not the only red cards for against some of Bill Foley's teams that happened at the weekend.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll come on to those notes in just a second. We'll just cover off the rest of these pieces. 100% upgrade from a Mini to an Aston Martin. Oh dear, oh dear. They know you're on, Sean. That's it. When Sean's on, Dango Twatara's #1 fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I say I'll eat humble pie at the end of the season if it happens, but we got to get a season under the belt.
My here, the one I love, Antoine Semenyo, he signed a new contract. Dango should have done it for you.
Yeah, he must have missed my phone call.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
um,
I'll give him a message. I'll pop up there and bring him back.
Good to see Pete. How you doing? Well, mate. Good to see you doing well. Enjoyed the game, although a bit nervous towards the end when we should have got a second to kill the game off. But yes, Adley looks very direct and has pace, like Trafair as well. It is early days, though. Yes, it is. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Tyler Adams had a cracking shot saved. Yeah, he did actually.
Yeah,
And I tell you what, Tyler Adams, is a quality player. I think he's got over, unlike Sinistera, he's got over the injury prone, view that everybody has of him. So yeah, onwards and upwards for Tyler Adams. Really, really solid player. Paul from Oz has said would love to be at the Brentford game. I think Clivert, Christie, Adley, Gannon, Doak will be on show. Lucky you, Paul from Oz. Yeah, I think they all will get some game time. I think Gannon Doak, will definitely be on the pitch. Adley will be. Ryan Christie, will we give him a little bit more time to recuperate? I think he'll probably come off the bench. And
yeah.
Justin Cliver, I think Justin might be a little bit ahead of Ryan Christie. But hey,
Probably,
I'm
probably
not
be
a
Winterburn. It'll be in.
yes, 100%. Winterburn will be on the pitch, I'm sure, and I really like him, so he's got a very good future. Adams was awesome in role. My man of the match, yeah, I'd say he's up there. I was a little bit worried after he got that yellow because they were trying to get to Tyler Adams if he was going to get sent off. So, yeah, I was a little bit worried about that, Pete. I saw no negatives on Saturday. Really excited for the season. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there was really any negatives at all, to be honest. It would just be nice to have beaten them by a couple more. But beggars can't be choosers. We've got the 3 points. That's the main thing. Um,
Yeah, when you
Adam,
start a season, then you want to get your first win under the belt, and it doesn't matter whether it's a 5-0, 1-0, whatever. You want ideally a clean sheet and a win, whatever it is. So no matter how messy or how good, bad, whatever it is. So yeah, it's good to get the wins started.
Adams is back, says Paul Sands. Sorry, Adams is class. Sorry. I'm reading two comments. Sorry, Pete. We'll come to your comment in a second. But Adams is class. Yes, he is class, actually. And here we are. This is the second message. Is Lewis Cook back? I hope he'll be back soon. I don't think he'll be for this Brentford game, though.
No, he's had his 2-game suspension now. So it's a
Yeah,
case
he
of
will.
the injury side, whether he's back.
Yeah, I don't think he's recuperated from his injury, but I might be wrong. Might be wrong. He might play against Brentford. Let's see what Andoni says. Traffair was my man of the match for me against Wolves. Agree. Was very, very good. And Alex Scott was good as well, says Paul Sant. So there we are. Everybody, watch Cherry Slaps later on today because Ollie will be going through everything from that Wolves game. And you can get involved as well. So please, please, please do, if you can get involved, please do get involved. Ollie would be absolutely delighted to have you. And I'm just going to put up on here, save this for later on. It will be in the comments section, but that is the link you'll need to join in. And feel free if you are an opposition fan. I can see Doug's just entered the chat now. If you have watched that game against Wolves or seen the highlights, please do get involved as well. Please do join us. It doesn't matter what team you support. If you're a Wolves fan and you're watching this and you want to know what we're saying about your club, feel free to get involved as well. You are more than welcome. And a good morning to Doug. Cook back after the international break, says Malcolm. Darren Hurst did hear Andoni in an early interview state Cook was out until the internationals.
Yeah, I think I might have had actually.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of time, hasn't he? Before he's back. It's unfortunate because he was playing well, but I think he's probably. This is why getting past Brentford will be a really, really good thing, is because it will give Cook some game time. I just wish it was against an easier team this week. I wish this. I wish it was against a Wimbledon, for example, or a Bromley or someone like that, would have been, a lot more attractive as well, I think, to the fans. Um, Malcolm said good morning to Doug. Looking forward to the Newcastle game tonight. Oh, of course, Doug, you might not be there for then on Cherry Slaps, but if you do want to come on Cherry Slaps before your game, feel free. It starts from 7 o'clock. Chris Hubble said Scott played well on Saturday against Wolves. Morning, Malcolm. Yes, going to be feisty and fiery. There we are. That's a tongue twister. RSWC, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Was there on Saturday. Glad we won, but certainly room for improvement. Can't wait for the Dango Derby. And
Uh,
good to see you. Good to see you. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. It does mean the world to us. And everybody, let's do a like spike. If everybody in the watching at the moment can hit the like button, then it helps us in the algorithm go upwards, and hopefully we'll find us more Cherries fans as well to get involved in this lovely conversation. And Doug likes the Dango Derby. Right, we're 40 minutes in. I've waffled on for too bloody long. Sean, go through the bits that you want to go through.
well, I thought I'd do with the Bournemouth non-news, do men's first. So first we got Moore. Keeper Moore's scored a brace for Wrexham against Sheffield Wednesday, but Sheffield Wednesday fought back to make it 2-2. Jadon Anthony scoring his first goal and assist for Burnley this season, so he's already off the mark. That means that all the promoted teams have got their first win under the already this season, in case any Southampton fans are interested with that. Obviously, Dango scoring his goal for Brentford. And then further afield, Auckland FC are in the quarterfinals of the Australia Cup after they won against Sydney 3-1 on aggregate. Lorient got 3 points after their 4-0 win against Rennes, something like that. I said I'm not going to be good with the names. But Rennes did also have 2 red cards. So there's a few red cards going this weekend. And then finally for the men's, the Hibs team, they're currently third with a game in hand. They've got Europa League conference playoffs Thursday, 8 o'clock against Warsaw, Legia Warsaw, some Poland team. They're currently 2-1 down on aggregate. But with Rangers also having 3 draws, there's a possibility of someone fighting against Celtics. So could Hibs be the next Rangers with them faulting so much? Anything on that? Or should I go into the women's side?
Well, Lorient, of course, are up to 6th. Actually, they are in a Europa Conference League place in France at this moment in time. So Bill Foley, might have to make some decisions at the end of the season, to make sure that, both clubs can actually play in Europe, albeit, hopefully we'll be going to the Champions League, Um, but yes, really, really good win for them. Of course, newly promoted back into League 1. But also, a great start as well for Auckland FC. Auckland are going to be, doing. I'm sure they'll go from strength to strength. And the quarterfinal of the cup. And Hibs, they seem to be getting better, so that's a good positive as well. And I'm pleased for Jadon Anthony. Very quickly on Wrexham as well.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing with Wrexham. I can't see how they didn't beat Sheffield Wednesday this weekend. The reason being is Sheffield Wednesday are a complete crisis club. In fact, it's one thing I do want to actually do is actually speak to somebody about Sheffield Wednesday, about Chansiri and the situations there. Because it is an absolute mess. In fact, I've got a really good friend called Lauren. She's she's Sheffield Wednesday fan and goes to all the games, from uni. And it's a case of no, I don't go for the football. I just go to get drunk and enjoy. So yeah,
Always a good reason.
yeah. But yeah, they're a real crisis club, and we will do something with Sheffield Wednesday. But Wrexham have not had it all their own way in the Championship, and however much money you have, it goes to show you need to have those players to gel. I think they probably will, but I'd expect them to battle relegation this season, Wrexham.
Yeah, I don't think there's actually going to be going for the title or anything like that.
No.
And they've been unlucky, but they don't want to get into a habit, because against Southampton they were unlucky to lose, which is very annoying. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday, Wrexham was unlucky not to win that game. So it's starting to become a bit of a habit where they're either very close or should win the game and stuff like that, and then they lose it or draw. So yeah, they got to watch why that keeps happening. But they're out of the relegation zone at the moment, so it's a realistic aim. I know it won't be for most Wrexham fans, because most Wrexham fans, can't blame them, will be going playoffs. But I think avoiding relegation will be a successful season for them.
Yeah, 100%. Darren has put on here, we played a game on crushed concrete once. We ended up winning on accurate. Yes. I tell you what, it's that reminds me of the days. That's old school football, isn't it? Crushed concrete.
Yeah, I like the
Scraped
old school
underneath.
games.
Yeah. John Bond is in the chat. Hello, John. Hope you're doing well. He says it's a big game tonight. He's also said, Darren, was you a Man United fan back in England? And Darren has taken it really, really, really well. He said, John, when I was about 10 years old, yes. Oh, come on, John, for God's sake. To the day, years ago, let's be honest, everybody, when they were 10 years old, when we were shit, put nicely, used to support other teams. Hey, I can see why you're saying, you're a bloody Bournemouth and Liverpool fan, and you haven't, grown out of Liverpool. So there we go. You have got no place to bloody talk, John. And he said, yes, John. Paul says Wrexham's after Metham.
Yeah, I think I remember something like that. Wouldn't be a bad move for him.
Yeah, I think. Do you think he surplus the requirements here, or do you think we need to keep him at this moment in time until we get a replacement?
It's hard, because he would be fourth choice, but really you want to be looking at a strong fourth choice anyway if you want a successful season because of injuries. But as I said, Metham won't want to be fourth choice, but I don't see him above Hill, Senesi, or Dekete.
Diakite.
I wrote it down, so I can't say his name. But
Diakite.
Dekete. Yeah, I can't see him above any of those three. So yeah, he's good move for him. But yeah, we need to keep him for the moment. But
100%. John Bond has said, "Good lad." Good news about Morecambe as well. Yes, most definitely. And absolutely delighted for them, actually. They have been through the wars. They sacked Derek Adams.
yeah, I was going to say that.
They bought in a new manager. I'm going to really struggle with the Morecambe manager's name, but they were bought out by Punjab Warriors, who are a Sikh community group. So that's excellent to see for football. And then they bought in Ashveer Singh Johal, who has got them straight off the mark, which is great for them. I would love to see Morecambe back in the Football League as quickly as possible, because they are a good football club. We did have Hopi on from the Morecambe podcast. He's quite well known up in those parts. It's terrible what's happened to that football club. after they did so well. Was it 2008 they were promoted through the playoffs
Oh,
out of the National League before? It's going to be a bit of a journey back, but hopefully they can do it. And what a story it would be if they can do it. Man United still looking the ball from Fernandez's penalty.
oh, that was a bad penalty.
Oh, I saw that as well. I saw that. And yeah, absolutely bloody skied it, didn't he? I'm sure it hit an aeroplane. And
Still got
Malcolm said,
bottom half table for Man U at the end of the season.
"Oh, I think they're just aiming for it, aren't they? They really are." Best result of the weekend was Morecambe beating Altrincham in the 98th minute. Yeah, 100%.
Do you know if the it's because I read that it's a travesty and stuff like that Morecambe hasn't given their manager one game before firing him. Do you know if that's just newspaper talk, fan talk, or is it actually the Morecambe fans? Are they happy with the management change? Do you have any idea?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I think their relief is just getting their club back.
Hmm.
Because I can't remember what his name, Jason Whittingham, was an absolute basket case of an owner for them. He was driving them down. Think of Steve Dale's type of person, and that's the sort. Steve Dale, of course, was a Bury. That was absolutely scandalous what happened there. So yeah, it's it's great to see them off the mark. Darren has said, Paul apparently broke someone's window down the road. I've heard actually Bruno Fernandes's penalty is still travelling. To be fair, Darren, it's actually in the atmosphere. It's just going round and round and round and round. It's that high. It was bloody terrible. And John Bond has made a good point here. Ref touched him. What a baby Fernandes is. I don't get that. Honestly, when I saw that, Bruno Fernandes, the referee's just brushed him. It's like he's just brushed his shirt. And then Bruno Fernandes is going and expecting the referee to apologise. What an absolute dickhead. I'm sorry, I'm going to say that.
Yeah,
Absolute dickhead Bruno Fernandes is. It is so, so, so funny that, Ruben Amorim and, they're just messing up again, aren't they? Let's be honest. Man United, are they going to get relegated? Are Manchester United going to get relegated? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. It'll be so fucking funny if they do.
well, bigger question: are all the promoted teams going to stay up? Because I don't think that's ever happened before. I know we was close to doing it with, I can't remember who it was, and that, but with all the teams already getting their first win under the belt,
Well,
again, if
no.
Southampton's interested.
The last time was when Forest and Fulham come up. That was the last time all three promoted teams stayed in the Premier League. So I think it could happen again. To be honest, it could well happen again, which means Manchester United, be careful. Be careful. Jerry Kay has said morning to everybody, and he's given us all a kiss. Thank you so much, Jerry. Morning, Jerry, says Malcolm, and Jerry has said great show, boys. And Malcolm said, thought I saw an asteroid last night, but apparently it was Bruno's penalty. Yeah, it's currently circling the planet at this moment in time.
Maybe he's aiming for another stadium's goal.
Yeah, it will land, but whereabouts it will land, maybe Bill could send back the ball to Manchester United when it lands in Auckland soon. There we are. But yeah, so lots of giggles about Manchester United. I'll tell you what, it'd just be so funny if they mess up. But I tell you what, come on to your favourite topic, and the ladies team who are playing. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've got some women's news. We'll quickly do the Hibs and then Bournemouth. There's a reason go over Hibs. Because obviously Hibs men, they want to sign our players. But the Hibs women could be the other way around. They started their season with a 4-0 win against Durham and then a 5-1 win against Aberdeen. Last season, they actually won their league, which means for the first time they're in the Champions League, which they kick off on Wednesday at 7:30 against, here we go, Fortuna Horing, some Danish side. Again, probably butchered the name. But yeah, Wednesday, 7:30.
So all the very best to him against Fortuna Doring. Is that how you say it? How do you spell it?
Fortuna and then Hjorring.
Fortuna Horing.
Yeah, some Danish side. But yeah, they kick off their Champions League there. So yeah, it's probably have a few players in the Hibs women that we might be interested. So with the multi-club thing, it might be worth keeping an eye on those as well. But yeah, as for there we are. The Bournemouth women. Obviously, we got a 2-1 win against Hashtag. We came from behind after Angela Nelson scored for 20 on the 25th minute for Hashtag, and then we came back. Markham done a tap in after a corner wasn't dealt with, and then Thompson after getting a foul, the ref played on, and then for Bowes to volley in. So that was a really good win. But I wanted to put it in perspective with the clubs, because it's a good win and it's a really important win because, for example, Billericay Town. Yes, we beat them. Obviously, we beat them 7-0. But put it in perspective, they was a team that should have been relegated. It was only because Reading pulled out of the championship, due to finances. So Billericay was able to stay in there. And they lost loads of their players. And even this weekend, they lost 8-1 to Cardiff City. Obviously, we played Bournemouth Sports, won 3-0. But again, perspective, Bournemouth Sports are from the league below. But Hashtag United, which I forgot to write the stuff down, they actually formed through two clubs in 2020. They were in the 4th division. They won it on their first full season. And then the last 2 seasons, they actually finished second in this league. So second 2 seasons in a row. So certainly a much better team to see what levels we're at. And yeah, it's a really good result for that.
Oh, definitely. And, hopefully the ladies just keep getting better and better. I think they will do. I think, they are, they've done outstandingly well. So, yeah, who are the scorers?
Bowes and Markham.
Missy Senesi. Well done, Missy Senesi. So, yes, Mrs. Senesi has got herself off the mark. So, yes. So, yeah, well done to her. Oh, do you know something?
What?
I think, we found out who has got Bruno Fernandes's ball. um, I'm just trying to get it verified, but just very quickly, Jerry Kay has said it's actually with Chris Waddles from 1990. Oh, yeah, they're very true, very true. I will keep trying to find out who has got the ball actually, and we will. Oh,
wow!
There he is. He's got the Premier League football. There we are, Bruno. If you need your ball back, go get it from him.
Just give him a phone.
Yeah, just give him a call. He wants to phone home. There it is. He's got it there. He's got it in his hand on planet Zog. So yeah, go get it back. There we are. What a terrible joke for the morning.
It's the morning. You got to let off.
Yes, exactly. But yes, good work for the ladies and Mrs. Senesi. Oh, Darren said, hold on, it's just landed here in Perth. Oh, has ET thrown it back? Because is that an old picture? Actually, it's dark, isn't it, in that photo? So maybe he's lobbed it back, or maybe he's got a better kick than Bruno Fernandes has. I think actually probably has. There we are. Maybe he'll phone home. What a terrible joke that was. Whilst you were talking about the ladies, that's what I was doing. Superimposing.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah, there's a way to waste. Oh dear. Jerry K has said ET is better looking than Fernandez. Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah. To be honest, he probably would find more in the camel bar than Fernandez would do. But we should not go there. I tell you what. Let's go on to the new stadium, of course, in the Premier League as well, and of course Everton's new Hill Dickinson Stadium, which looks a great ground. But do you think it's going to be one of these soulless bowls? It sounded quite loud yesterday.
yeah, I think it'll be a nice ground to go to. Certainly, they get a good following in that, so I think they'll sell most of their seats and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think they'll do well. But yeah, wouldn't mind going to it. But we'll see if I can get a ticket.
We're a Wednesday night up there as well.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
look there.
awful. Wednesday night, okay, it might be nice under the lights and things like that, but it's just going to be a pain in the ass to get to, isn't it, really? Let's be fair.
Well, do you drive up there, or do you get the coach? And can you actually sleep on the journey?
Wow, if I'm driving, I better not, but I'd probably stay in a hotel, in all honesty. I probably would. Just stop over. There's a Premier Inn on what's it called? The where all the Beatles museum is, Albert Dock. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Albert Dock. There's a Premier Inn there, so yeah, I'd probably go there, just stop over, and then come back the following day, because I couldn't do it. Plus I'd want a beer as well. Supposedly they've got gates where you get your own beer. It looks very nice stadium, but Everton have shown that they can win there, which is a plus for them. They might not win many other games there, but they did win their first game, so we shall see how their season pans out. I thought they were going to be in trouble this year, to be fair. But yes, I don't think there's anything more that really we could cover, actually. Do hit the subscribe, the bell button below. It does help this channel to grow, as we always say. Do also, I know the game's gone, but do check out my interview with Mark Rhodes. And massive thank you as well to Mark for sharing it all over his social media platforms. West Midlands Radio, BBC West Midlands Radio presenter. He didn't invite me on, but I'm not surprised, actually. After the result, he probably didn't want to hear from me. Probably thought, oh no, going to be gloating. But yes, Paul from Oz has said, good stuff. Craig and Sean, thank you so much for checking us out, Paul, as always. And looking forward to your show with Matt on Friday.
The only thing that I would add, I'm doing this completely by memory, so I'm on my phone, so I can't double check if it's right. The women, I believe, will be playing Exeter next. I presume Sunday 2:00 as usual. I believe down Ringwood. Obviously, I'm not on the show tomorrow because my wife's got the radiotherapy early mornings all this week. So otherwise, I would check. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're playing Exeter, which are a team that not last season, because we got promoted, but the season before was the team that actually was unbeaten as well, same as us, but managed to get promotion because of superior goal difference over us. So
you are right.
a little bit of a rivalry there.
Exeter is the next game next Sunday, so that will be a cracker at Ringwood. Go support the ladies, and hopefully we can extend our unbeaten run at the top of the Women's League. We are on 6 points, and therefore right at the top of the pile. So we just need to keep going.
And if people are interested, just so if they wonder who's meant to be favourites for winning the league, is Watford and Lewis were the teams that got relegated last season. So they're the favourites for the league.
They are right up there, but we are leading the way, which is the main thing. And Sean, it goes without saying that we wish Kelly all the very, very best with the
Thank you.
treatment tomorrow as well, mate. You know, we're all with her on this channel, and I'm sure everything will go in a positive direction for you.
Yeah, we've got 5 sessions left. Say 4 this week, and then Monday is the next week is the last session.
Yeah. Well, please do pass on our best wishes, and she's a very, very strong lady, and you know we are all willing her to pull through this, mate.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem at all, mate. I think that's all that we have got time for today. Like I say, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell button below. We will be back tomorrow. Malcolm says he's on with Ollie, and he will be. And he said thank you for the show as well today. Always a pleasure, Malcolm. It is 12 minutes past 9. I don't have to go to work today. So at the end of the day, that's why we've let it run over a little bit today, which is nice.
I was just thinking, obviously, I wouldn't mind doing these little bits of news things on Mondays or Tuesdays, whichever days I'm on, and that. And if anyone has any suggestions for players and ex-players or let-go players that may be worth keeping an eye on, or other things, they've got to be Bournemouth non-news, I would call it. It's got to have some relation to Bournemouth. And yeah, comments, and I'll try to keep an eye out. For example, I didn't have a look at it, but men's development squad and that, I'll try to find out how they're doing for next week and to have a little news update on them.
Definitely. Well, looking forward to it, mate. All the very, very best from tomorrow as well. Like I say, we're all with you, mate, and we're all with Kelly. And yeah, we wish her all the very, very best as well. But again, guys, thank you again for joining us, and we shall see you in the next one, which will be Cherry Slaps tonight, 7 p.m. Will you be there, Sean?
Hoping to be.
There we are. If you need the link is in the chat here as well, somewhere. There it is. So please do get involved in Cherry Slaps tonight at 7 o'clock and have your say on the Wolves game. But from me and Sean, we'll see you soon.
Up the cherries.
Up the cherries.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.